Hey guys, it's Shilo here. I want to film a very quick intro for this video because this video is very fucking long and it's very in-depth. I encourage you to grab a snack, grab some drinks, hydrate yourself, grab a blanket, and strap in for this because this is a long ride. I'm making this video today because it's very needed in the LPS community, because this type of behavior is not uncommon in the LPS community, and I'm very tired of seeing all of the negativity and toxic positivity and all of that. I'm tired of seeing it and I'm tired of dealing with it, so we're talking about it today. So the subject of today's video is PeachesLps, a person who is pretty known online and who said some very awful things that we're about to get into. But I just want to preface this by saying that I'm not bullying or harassing Peaches in this video. Everything that I'm about to say in this video can be proven with screenshots of her saying exactly what she said. This whole video is deconstructing every single statement that Peaches has made. This is not about anybody else but Peaches and her statements. Let's get into it. I'm going to read you her statement and we're going to analyze it, okay? So she says, with a screenshot of the comment, "This is the main one I think that's going around. So my comment, quote, literally, was not out of hate for these poor children, but out of concern." Pause. We have to be critical of the words and the phrasing that she's using here, because that is important and will always be important when conveying a message, right? I don't know if this was intentional, but I need you to understand that the way that she phrases this response and apology to a transphobic comment is in and of itself inherently transphobic. Let's go over this again. My comment literally was not out of hate for these poor children, but out of concern. Okay, what was the original comment? Meantime in the United States, kids are trying to figure out if they are male, female, unicorn, or tomato. I don't feel like I should have to explain why that view is inherently transphobic, because, I mean, there are probably some kids online still identifying as something weird. No one's discounting that, but the thing about it is, she goes on to say, "I find it sad that health institutions are ignoring their needs." What health institutions are helping a child transition into a tomato or a unicorn, or is facilitating those thought processes and ideas at all? Peaches, you've never worked in clinical therapy, and thank fuck for that, okay? So I need you to hear me when I say that. Health institutions aren't ignoring their specific needs. The problem with the health institutions, specifically mental health, is the fact that our country has a very shitty way of working with it. The healthcare industry is a business, and it's run like a business, and people don't care about your actual health. They care about what kind of bill and how much they can bill your insurance for. Okay, this is not, I'm getting a little heated. Let's move on. And are not helping them get to the bottom of how they are feeling. Sometimes kids are just kids, bro. Have you ever met a kid? Not always is when a child has their imagination run rampant, does it necessarily mean that there's childhood trauma involved or there's something wrong with them. Okay, like my little nieces and nephews and cousins and shit have had phases where they have pretended to be dinosaurs, dragons, dogs, cats. And guess what? They're not transgender, and they don't still identify as dogs and cats. They've grown up, right? Because kids are kids. They have imaginations. I really don't feel like I should have to explain this to a grown adult. I don't feel like I should have to explain this to you, that children have imaginations and they come up with wild shit. It's just children playing. We still collect LPS. Do you remember the type shit that you were doing with your LPS and the storylines and shit you came up with? Because a lot of us came up with a lot of stupid shit and a lot of weird shit that we had never seen anywhere before in life. We were just coming up with stuff. Whether or not we'd seen it on TV or we just made it up in our heads. Like, we were just coming up with stuff because we were kids. Anyway, moving on. She goes on to say that they believe that they're just, quote, just an object is so incredibly near breaking. I'm assuming she means like heartbreaking. They don't believe that they're an object or just an object. If we're going along the lines of logic of like people who actually do identify, like people who have bun self in their bio and shit, these people don't actually believe that they're an object. I'm sorry, what? This entire statement is so wild and completely filled with ignorance from top to bottom. She just does not know what the fuck she's talking about. She has not nary a clue. And it's just crazy to me that she's speaking with such confidence, like she knows actual children who have been affected by objectism or something, like the internet convinced them that they were a bunny or some shit. Like, are you dead ass? Please, give me some sources on this. I'm incredibly open-minded. I would love to see some sources on these statements that you're making, because I feel like you're just saying shit out of your ass. Okay. She goes on to say, "My comment was not in relation to hating trans individuals." I fail to see how that's not transphobic. Like, I fail to see, whatever, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. And I do apologize that it came off that way. Again, phrasing here. Acknowledging your fault and yet not taking accountability and being like, I'm sorry that if it came off that way to you guys, is crazy wild. Especially with this entire statement being full of bullshit, essentially. Like, all of this is ignorant bullshit. She's just speaking out of her mouth and she doesn't understand what she's actually saying. It really chafes my ass because I am a trans individual and there's so many people in the LPS community who are also trans, and these statements and this rhetoric directly harms us. If you allow these rhetorics to happen, that, oh, there are children in schools using litter boxes, and there are kids that are being convinced that they are a fucking orange. That is a harmful rhetoric that you are spreading about trans people that allows for us to be killed. Literally genocide. Literally genocide. It's happening now. Please stop being ignorant in a time when propaganda is very highly rampant. I would suggest that you, if you don't have some currently, which it doesn't seem that you do, I would suggest that you go pick up some critical thinking skills and stop saying stupid shit. I'm begging people to just stop saying stupid shit. It doesn't make much sense. I'm sorry. This is the racism portion of the stories in which she's addressing this. We're going to do the same thing over and over again for these statements. We're going to analyze it. We're going to pick it apart. We're going to talk about it, okay? Now, I'm going to read the original comment to you first, and I'm reading this aloud, so none of these are my words, okay? All of these are Peaches' words, from the comment to the story post about the comment. Let's get into it. Does he know that no one wants an Arab dude? ? Those that know, know, and if you don't go finding out. Now, based on that original Reels comment, I don't think it's far-fetched to say that that is a racist comment, although Peaches would like to act as though saying that comment is racist is being the friend that's a little too woke, but that's just very clearly racist. Anyway, she goes on to say, now this is the one also getting me accused of being, quote, racist. Again, we're paying attention closely to the wording here. The reel was about an Arab man throwing cash everywhere and showing his body saying, every girl wants this. Now, this reel kind of poked at a personal part of me. I had an experience with 2 Arab men that scarred me for life. For graphic reasons, I cannot share what happened. Okay, we're going to pause there. Let's process what she just said. She said the reel was about an Arab man throwing cash everywhere, showing his body, saying, every girl wants this. Now, if that is the truth, and that's what the actual reel is, because I never actually saw the reel, if that is the truth, I'll say that that's a stupid video to make. I don't personally agree with that, but using that reel where a guy is being, like, maybe not the best, being a little bit, I don't know the word for it, maybe just a little bit douchey. Douchey is the word I want to use. I don't know if that's the correct word, but that's the word I'm going to use. Being a little douchey. Using that to make a racist comment based on a past experience that you've had is wild. And no, just because you've had a tragic experience with Arab men does not mean that you get to come online and make blanket statements about an entire group, rather race of people. Like, no, that is a blanket racist statement. You cannot make a generalized statement about an entire group of people just because you had a bad experience with 2 people from that minority group. I don't understand what we're not getting here. You typed this out. You did this. You put the screenshot on your story, typed it out, and shared it, and saw no problem with this. Just like the transphobia one, where you're addressing the transphobia. Do you not hear yourself when you're talking? Do you not hear yourself when you're typing? Do you not reread what you're saying? If not, I really suggest you do, because this is a terrible way to address this controversy that you've gotten yourself in. And let me remind you that you have gotten yourself into this controversy because you made these Instagram Reels comments. And it's not just one, it's multiple comments that people have a problem with of you being icky, transphobic, and racist. And you did this publicly on your LPS account. I don't understand what you're not getting. If you wanted to make these comments, maybe make them in a different area on a different account. Anyways, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself here. We haven't finished this complete statement. Okay, so we're going to pick up where we left off. I have a lot of children that follow me, and that comment came from a hurt place inside me. Okay, so we're acknowledging that the comment came from a place of hurt. But we're not acknowledging the fact that inherently that comment is racist. Because it is. It's a racist comment, and that's okay that you made that racist comment out of hurt. Actually, no, let me rephrase. That's not okay. It's okay to admit that you had hurt feelings, and that those hurt feelings made you feel some type of way. But you have to realize that it is your responsibility to deal with those feelings. It's not the responsibility of the race in which you have feelings about to convince you that they're good, or that there's good ones, or none of that. It's your job to work through those feelings. You need to deal with those feelings. Those are feelings that belong to you and no one else, and what you did by making that comment was make your feelings someone else's problem. That's not okay. And in that other comment, the transphobia comment, we're talking about mental health and the services and the things that they can and can't provide to children who are struggling. Maybe you should actually seek out therapy and like do some research on clinical therapy and what they do and don't do in certain fields. Maybe you should familiarize yourself with that before you start talking all sorts of shit. And also, I feel like just in general, this is a personal opinion. Take this with a grain of salt. I personally believe you should be in therapy. I personally believe most people should be in therapy. I should be too. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a resource that we can all access because this is America. And again, like I've said before, the healthcare industry is a business. It's run like one. They don't care about us, right? But at the end of the day, it is your responsibility to advocate for yourself and get yourself the mental health help that you need. What you shouldn't do is come on the internet and make hateful comments and statements because you are coming from a place of hurt. You have to realize that those feelings belong to you and nobody else. Okay, let's go on. I was not speaking for Arab culture or Arab people as a whole. I'm sorry, let's reread her comment. Does he not know that no one wants an Arab dude? Are you not hearing yourself? Again, Peaches, are you not hearing yourself? You cannot say that what you said was not a blanket statement and that you weren't talking about Arab culture and Arab people when that's what you literally said. In your comment, you said no one wants an Arab dude. Those that know, and if you don't go finding out. You, in that comment, are discouraging people from dating Arab people. Not just Arab people, Arab men specifically. That is racist. You were literally trying to gaslight your followers into thinking that the comment that you made was not racist. It was, and you're not taking accountability for it. That's the problem. Okay, getting a little heated. Let's move on. Was this a comment kind? No. Was it an emotional, personal response? Yes. Did I need to say it? No. Okay, cool. I'm glad that we're taking accountability for the fact that you should not have made this comment. It wasn't kind, and you didn't need to say it, but you did say it though. And you go on to say, and if I could take it back, I would, but I can't. No, you can't. So what you need to do now is not just apologize, because when this stuff happens, you don't just apologize. You go out and you educate yourself about the culture in which you offended, excuse me. Nobody is perfect. I'm not claiming to be, and I don't think we should expect Peaches to be. What I expect Peaches to do is to take accountability and educate herself. You cannot say, I'm sorry for those who were hurt by it. I do not hate Arab people. This is not what I said. When the screenshot is literally on the screen of you saying exactly that. You said, does he know that no one wants an Arab dude? No one. We're using definitive language here. She's trying to acknowledge the racism and apologize for it, but she's trying to downplay it also and say that it wasn't racist and that wasn't her intention. Doesn't matter what your intention was. If what you said was racist, it's racist and you apologize for it. And then you follow that up with, I do not hate Arab people. That is not what I said. No one is saying that you claim to hate these people. We're saying that what you said was racist. You can like a group of people and still accidentally be racist. Now, I'm not going to say this is a case of accidental racism because Peaches knew what she was doing here. This is very intentional language. You cannot type this out in Instagram Reels and not know what it is that you're doing. You are saying something racist. Regardless of if it's emotionally charged or not, it's still racist. It's still racist. And honestly, in my opinion, the fact that it's emotionally charged makes it worse. Makes it worse. You weren't actually just accidentally racist. You said a racist thing with your whole chest and meant it because you were hurt. That's actually racism. Okay, now we're going to get into what I personally believe to be the worst statement that Peaches has made thus far. I'm recording these bits out of order, of chronological order, when I can find time to record these. So some of these statements are going to be, some of my statements are going to be a little bit jumbled around here. So we're going to jump to this statement that she made on her Instagram story. This one gets me very upset. So I'm going to try to remain calm, but I will probably lose that calmness at some point. So if I start getting a little loud, like I have in previous recordings, let it be known that I'm getting upset because it's a very fucking stupid thing to say online, okay? Let's read her statement. Also, if you're even talking to Dandy and trying to come for me, why are you siding with a pedophile? A known pedo to this community. Pause. Take the longest millennial pause of your life. What? And I cannot emphasize this enough. The fuck are you saying? Please, 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 please point me to a screenshot, a video recording, a victim statement, an arrest record, a name on the sex offenders registry. Please show me proof that this person that you're calling a pedophile is a pedophile. Please, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Because if you do not know, calling someone a pedophile has very, very heavy connotations to it, okay? But not just saying that, accusing someone of being that, right? That's not just defamation. That is you accusing someone of a crime. Pedophilia and doing anything sexual with children under the age of 18 is a crime, and a very serious one at that. And for you to go off on your Instagram stories because someone that you don't like is asking you to be accountable for comments that you have made, You turn around and call them a pedophile. Where the fuck are you getting this information from? I'm sorry, I'm not Dandy's best friend, but I know Dandy personally. And it is very fucking disgusting for you as a person with all of these followers on your public platform for literally accusing this person of assaulting children when you have no proof of that at all. You have no text messages from a potential victim. You have no arrest records, no mugshots, no screenshots of a sex offender registry. You have zero zilch evidence for this claim. Why the fuck did you say this out of your mouth? Moving on. Changing your username doesn't mean we forgot Elmo and Dandy are the same person. Okay, let me address this really fast because, again, I know Dandy personally. So Dandy has had a lot of controversial things happen to her online, a couple of which have happened because of things she said and which she's apologized for. I'm not going to defend what she said and what she got called out for. She's apologized, taken accountability, and said that multiple times on her stories. If you would like to believe that she is something or whatever, that is your own prerogative. However, I, again, know Dandy personally. I've spoken to her about the username change. She changed her username because people kept saying her username over and over and over again to the point where it gave her negative feelings about her own username. And she changed it because she wanted to. Because the name, quote, Elmo has given her a lot of grief and she wanted to change it. What's the problem? She's not trying to hide from the controversies because there's like thousands of Instagram stories specifically on one very specific person's account about this. So I fail to see how that has any merit at all. But whatever. Stars and Scars, or Stars for Scars, and Kara, how does it feel to support someone who preys on minors and want to put everyone else in the hot seat? Dandy called you out publicly because you said stupid shit publicly. And it's crazy to me because Dandy was not the only person posting about it. She posted my stories, obviously, so she knows I'm posting about it. She knows Stars is posting about it, and she knows Clara is posting about it. Everyone, not like everyone, obviously not everyone, but a lot of people in the LPS community were reposting these posts that people had made, spreading awareness. And it wasn't just Dandy, and it wasn't just me. But you target Dandy because you don't like her, and because she has a bad public image. She says here, she says, also Dandy called me a bitch. I'd rather be a bitch than a pedo. Clock 'em. What the fuck did you clock? You sound, first of all, that was cringe as shit. Even more cringe than the cancellation denied that you put in your bio after you post all this shit. That was extremely cringe and extremely immature. Who the fuck do you think you clocked? You didn't clock shit. The only thing you clocked was your own negativity and fucking bigotry. Because this statement is riddled with ignorance. Just like most of her statements, from top to fucking bottom. I would like to point out that Dandy is a trans woman. And for you to call a transgender individual a pedophile in 2025, knowing and understanding the political climate we are in, is fucking disgusting. It's disgusting. And I don't want to say that it's inherently transphobic, but it feels that way to me. However you feel about that is up to you, okay? I personally feel that it is yet another transphobic thing for her to say. If it wasn't intended that way, oops, sorry, you just called a trans person a pedophile publicly online. Maybe you should think more about what the fuck you say online. Wild concept. Ooh, well, it didn't mean to be transphobic. Well, you didn't really think about what the fuck you were typing either. Maybe. Again, we should pick up some critical thinking skills and actually use them. Like, I know that we play with children's toys, but we aren't children. We are adults. We have critical thinking skills. Stop acting like a fucking toddler who hit somebody on the playground and is like, oh, well, she hit me first and she said this thing about my hair bow in my hair. Who fucking cares? Okay? Who cares? What you did was still wrong. Even if Dandy had said something egregious about you, which I've seen all the story posts that she made about you and she didn't say anything that was untrue. So, this is fucking disgusting. And to put Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us over top of this is crazy. I would rather not be sitting here filming this voiceover about this dumbass shit online. But I feel I need to because, again, I'm a transgender person in this community, and the things that she said about and to trans people is fucking disgusting. And not just trans people, as we've covered. The next comment thread I'm about to read through is another one of the problematic ones, but it's a little less problematic. So the comment that starts off, it's cool, I think you're cool, it's fine. You def have some OCD for sure, but don't we all? Smile. The response to this comment right here sums up my entire thought process. No, not everyone has OCD. Because not everyone has OCD. That is an extremely ignorant thing to say. Again, Peach is saying shit about the mental health field that she doesn't know shit about. This is a common theme with Peaches. She just says stuff out of her ass and she has no real world concepts to actually think about what the fuck she's saying. She's just saying stuff because she feels it. She doesn't actually know. She feels like everyone has OCD. But that's not clinically true. If you knew and understood what OCD was, you would not be saying that everyone has OCD. OCD is not just some cute, quirky little disease where you like a really clean house and you like your shit color coordinated. OCD is the type shit where you're convinced, like the little voice in your head tells you if you don't flicker on the light switch on and off 3 or 4 times that all your family's gonna die in a terrific house fire. That's what OCD is. It is a genuine mental disorder and mental compulsion that forces people to do things a certain way because in their head they believe that something terrible will happen if they do not, or they believe that they are a terrible person if they do not. OCD is not an intrusive thought. It's not a, oh, I want to smack this baby, I want to drop this baby on the ground type shit when you're holding a baby. OCD is a genuine mental disorder that is very debilitating for the majority of people who have it. Now, it's not a condition that you cannot live with, but just like most mental disorders, it's incurable and it affects the daily life of the person who has it. So to sit here and say, oh, everyone has a little OCD is very dismissive. It gives, oh, everyone has a little autism, or, oh, everyone has a little ADHD. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Not everyone is autistic. Not everyone has ADHD. Not everyone has OCD, bipolar disorder, dissociative identity disorder. Not everyone has it. It's a mental disorder for a reason. If everyone thought like that, it wouldn't be considered a mental disorder. Now fucking would it? You silly, silly bitch. You can just keep saying shit out of your mouth. This person says, stop diagnosing people on the internet, Miss Littlest Pet Shop. And to turn around when someone is like, hey, you said something stupid on a Littlest Pet Shop account, she turns around and she resorts to flattery. She's like, I want to be mean, but you're just so pretty. Are we in high school? I'm sorry, did I just transport back to the 10th grade? What the fuck? What kind of reverse psychology is that? And it's crazy that you're admitting to wanting to be mean. We know that. We know that you want to be mean. Because if you didn't want to be mean, you wouldn't be saying mean shit on the internet. It's just the whole, everything about it is crazy wild. How she claims to not like negativity and not want it anywhere near her, but she inherently is a very negative person. And that's not just my opinion. That's very evident in the pattern of all of these screenshots that we have. And these are just screenshots that we have. But these are just the comments we've seen. We've not even seen half of this shit. All of these screenshots and comments that we have just point towards the kind of person that Peaches is, and it's not painting a pretty picture. It's not painting a pretty picture at all. It's painting a very negative one, actually. And you can't be mad at the painting because guess who painted it? You're the artist, babe. You're the artist of your own personality painting. And trying to save face and say all this shit, trying to give the most PR response while saying the most ignorant shit is crazy wild. It's so very clear to anyone with critical thinking skills that you did not do the necessary work and education to make this apology response. Okay, now we're going to start talking about this other comment thread that I don't think I've seen very many people reposting, talking about, and she certainly didn't address it. So I'm going to talk about it here. So let's read what's going on here. I don't know what the original reel is, but based on context clues from the thread that we're about to read, I'm going to give you the conclusion that I come to, okay? So Peaches' comment says, okay, but if I was a kid, I would definitely be tempted to touch your very unicorn dog, so don't get mad. This person, Stars and Scars, says, the dye is to prevent it from getting stolen. Now, based on those two comments, just in general, off the bat, I'm getting the conclusion that this reel is about obviously a dog, specifically probably a service dog, because they're speaking about not touching the dog. And in most circumstances, when you are to not touch an animal, it is because it is a service animal and it has a job to do. I have never owned a service animal, but I've watched a lot of YouTubers and done a lot of research on owning service animals and the problems that people who own them go through. And this is one of them. People touching their dogs without permission, even if they have a vest on. Now, the next comment from PeachesLps gives us a little more context as to what happened in the reel. They say, I think the situation was handled well. No one got mad, and it was a further training opportunity for the dog. The flashiness of the colors prevents dog theft since service dogs sell for a lot. Yes, that is true. That is very true. I want to review her original comment. She says if she was a kid, she would be very tempted to touch the unicorn dog, the service dog. When I was a child, I was taught under no circumstances are you to ever touch a service animal. If you see a dog wearing a vest that says service dog, you are to never touch that animal. It is a working animal and it has a job to do, and it's very important that they do not get distracted. Now, I understand because I've watched so many videos of dog trainers, service dog owners training their animals in various places like stores and things. Distractions are kind of needed for their training because they need to train to learn how to ignore it, right? However, that still doesn't make it right for someone's child or an adult to come up to a service animal and pet it. I see the temptation. I'm not dismissing that. Children are children, like we spoke about before, and children will do children shit. That is an inevitability of life. I don't necessarily think that Peaches was like wholly in the wrong here. She's just kind of saying an ignorant thing. This is not as bad as her other statements that are actually racist and transphobic. So clearly someone found an issue with this comment. This person, Bubs, I think that's how you pronounce their username. If not, I apologize. Yuck. Same mindset as We see she was wearing blank. She was asking for it. Unfollowing, LMAO. Why do so many LPS content creators absolutely suck? Now, I'm not entirely agreeant with this person that this is like a disgusting offense, an unfollowable offense. Like, if this person wants to unfollow them, be my guest. I personally don't really care about how many followers or who still follows Peaches. But to me, what this screenshot embodies is the fact that Peaches goes around on her public LPS account commenting on reels saying racist, transphobic, and or risque things. Saying things that are problematic to some people. I personally don't believe this comment here was meant to be offensive like the other comments were, but the statement that she made inherently was ignorant because under no circumstances should you touch a Zerma's dog. The public decent thing to do is to not bother a very clearly disabled person in public. Next, I want to talk about, I found the screenshot of the original statement that she made from when this whole thing was going down back in October. Now, a little side note to say that I know that I'm making this video a little late. Some detractors, I don't want to say haters because that's what Peaches does. Some naysayers may say, well, why did you wait so long to make this video about her? You're so obsessed with her. You're making this whole video about her and you waited so long. You've been working on this for a very long time. I actually haven't been working on this for very long. I regret to inform some of you that I am 23 years old. That means I am an adult with adult responsibilities. I need you to understand that I don't have all the time in the day in the world to fucking film a stupid YouTube video about a dumb bitch saying dumb shit online. And I'm gonna call her a dumb bitch because she's awful, okay? And I don't really care if that hurts her feelings. Sorry. Anyway, she says, I'm aware I haven't said the kindest things and many were offended by the comments that circulated the community. I haven't really said an apology because how can I apologize to all the people that I hurt? I'm not responsible for how others perceive my perspective. This was the first statement that she made about these comments. And she's saying she's not responsible for how others perceive her perception. You know what, Peaches? No, you're right. You're not responsible for how others perceive your perception. And thank God for that. Because if you were, everyone would just be, oh, I love Peaches. Peaches is so great. I fucking love Peaches. Her art is so cool, even though it takes 5 fucking seconds to... Sorry, let me cut myself off there. I'm trying to not get critical and hateful of this person's personal works, like their customs and things. But Anyway, moving on in this statement. It's okay to not agree with my comments or whatever. I'm not you, you're not me, different people. Yeah, I'm not racist and I'm not transphobic. Thanks for pointing that out. That's why I have a problem with your statements, because they're fucking problematic and they target groups of people. But I have had my name dragged through the mud a week ago for days for no reason. No, no ma'am, let's reel it back. You said, literally, to a comment that says, kids are trying to figure out whether or not they're male, female, unicorn, or tomato. You also said, know that no one wants an Arab dude. Those that know, and those that don't go finding out. And then you also said that shitty thing about Botox and Taylor Swift not fitting into her outfits, which could be seen as fatphobic, but I personally don't believe so. You can come to your own conclusion on that. But some people have said that is fatphobic. Okay? You cannot sit here and say that, oh, my name's been dragged through the mud for no reason. There is a reason, and it's because you on your public platform have made these stupid and disgusting comments. Where are we getting the for no reason thing? I'm sorry, this is the worst case of cognitive dissonance I think I've seen online in a while, besides the other person that I've made a video about in a similar vein to this. I really don't want my content on my channel to be just takedown content. I'm not that kind of person, but when it comes to these kinds of things, I feel it needs to be spoken about because no one else is making a video about these things, and I want to talk about it because it's a community space that I care about. She made 3 whole statements about this, and every single one of them is worse than the last. It's insane. No wonder she took this shit down. It looks horrible for her. But guess what? Just because you delete it doesn't mean it goes away, baby girl. I've got the screenshots. She goes on to say, I've had people accuse me of being things I'm not and accuse me of believing in things that I don't. I'm so very sorry for assuming that you're racist because you made a racist comment on Reels. Like, what the fuck are we saying here, dog? I've read this shit with my own 2 eyes, and I came to the very logical conclusion that that was a racist fucking comment. I cannot imagine being this online and saying this much stupid shit, and then trying to cover it up with, oh, they're attacking me for no reason, you guys are bullying me. Again, I know I didn't say the kindest things beneath random reels on my personal feed, non-LPS related. If it's non-LPS related, why the fuck does the username in every single comment say PeachesLps and have your profile picture next to it? No, it's non-LPS related. So why are you commenting it? And this is not your personal feed. This is the feed of your LPS account because you commented this from your LPS account. You're literally trying to erase history and gaslight people into thinking, oh, she just made some stupid comments on her personal account. No. This was with her account with 8,000 plus followers on it. Okay? This is public. Anyway, but I didn't deserve all the bullying I received, all the unfair labels, especially in a community that, quote, doesn't support bullying. I love all my followers very much. I have so much to consider. You really do. You really do have so much to consider. I feel like you should maybe consider going offline for a little bit. I think that would be the best thing for you, because it seems to me as though, given the pattern of things that you say and do and post online, that you are a very emotionally charged person. I'm not going to deny being emotionally charged as well. I've made some statements that were a little immature. However, you cannot sit here and say that all these labels that have been put on you, quote unquote, labels that have been put on you, are unfair when you did the thing that got those people to label you as that thing in the first place. This is not bullying. This is making you hold yourself accountable for actions that you have publicly performed online. Could you imagine standing in the middle of New York City, dropping your pants and then taking a shit in the middle of the street, and then people being like, yo, what the fuck? Why did you just shit in the middle of the street? Like, that's wholly unsanitary. That's disgusting. Blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, guys, stop bullying me. I just shit in the middle of the street. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, stop bullying me. You guys are just labeling me as something for no reason. When you quite literally pulled your pants down in front of every single person in the Times Square and took a shit in the middle of the street. Metaphorically, that is what you did on your public platform. And now you're upset that people are looking at you in disgust because you shit in the middle of the street? If it were me, I would shut my fucking mouth. If it were me, I would just shut up for a little bit and let this blow over. But no, you just had to keep opening your mouth. You just had to keep opening your mouth and saying stupid shit. I can't. I hope we're seeing the patterns that whenever Peaches has an emotional response to something, she gets mean and she gets nasty. And I don't know about you, but that's not the kind of person that I would like to be following and or associating with in any given community, but especially the LPS community. Honestly, I have no context for what I'm about to talk about, but ultimately I can talk about this because she has posted about it once again. So to start this off, I'm going to preface this by saying she has completely rebranded and wiped her account of all photos. I went to the Reels and it seems like the Reels are still up, but her description says rebrand, reboot, loading, etc., whatever, and she has changed her username. Now, if I were Peaches, I would say something like, excuse me, Peaches, you can't hide from a controversy by changing your username. But I feel like that's kind of obvious, so moving on. So the first story post that I really want to talk about that gets to the main point is this one. So I'm going to read the screenshot first. Now, this is a blue text bubble. This looks like iMessage. It's definitely iMessage. So whoever this is, she has the personal phone number of. This is a outgoing message. So this is her message to someone else. You're right. I went too far. It wasn't out of malice though, baby girl. This girl is so unserious. She's trying to apologize to somebody for something. I'm gathering based on context clues. Again, I don't know who this is or what she said to hurt this person, but it doesn't really matter now, does it? When you say, it wasn't out of malice though, baby girl. Please be serious for 2 seconds. I'm begging. Okay. She goes on to say, I get fixated and passionate about things. I have a fixation issue. I'm sorry. My poor peachlings. Guys, I'm so sorry. Oh my god, bro. This sounds like, oh my god, I saw a TikTok about this girl who's talking about pick me infantilization. I'm not saying that's what she's doing here, but this is really what it sounds like. I'm just so small. It's so cold. Oh my god, please be serious for 2 seconds. Again, she goes on to say, I meant no harm and wasn't trying to make drama or create gossip. I just saw an opportunity. Okay, what? Again, I have no context for this. What happened to me was personal, and I got caught up in getting too personal. Wow. It's almost like that's what I've been saying for this whole video, is that she is too emotionally charged, and she cannot emotionally regulate herself enough to respond in a mature and not childish way. Oh, what happened? I was gone for 2 days. 2 days, I was gone for 2 days. Okay, we're gonna continue. You're right, not a professional look. Again, it's almost like I was just saying that. I will take this just to improve on how long I talk. I'm a chatterbox, and it comes from a good place in me. It just doesn't get executed well. Bro, I'm having a stroke trying to read this. She, run-on sentences, no punctuation. She's furiously typing this, she's not thinking, and she's admitting to being emotional, and she's oh my god, everything that she says, it just keeps getting worse. I get too many ideas too fast. You know me, girl. Smile. Oh my god. We can tell. Okay, I'm gonna try to, you're right, let's move on. Yay. Oh my god. Let's move on. Yay. Girl, what? I'm gonna give social media a break. I got some social media brain, bestie. Ew, you're right. Thanks for helping me see through an outside perspective. You know what, Peaches? I really do hope that you actually are sincere in this and that you truly do mean this, because this is what I've been saying this whole video. She really does need to take a break and take a step back and consider what it is that she's saying online and how those things can be interpreted. Like, girl, hire a PR team or something. This is so... Okay, we're gonna read the caption that she put on the story. Sorry, babies, I'm done. Let's just move on. I'm sorry. If you saw my stories today, besides me talking about myself with my photos and stuff, let's erase that. Logging out for real now. Sorry, guys. I get carried away. Monkey hiding his eyes with his hands emojis. How embarrassing. They are right. I made my point. No one's mad. Let's just grow up. Forgive me for being too much. I don't even know what she said, and I can tell you that this response is so cringe. What? Sorry, babies, I'm done. Let's just move on. Who says you get to move on? You keep getting called out by people over and over and over again for being hot-headed online and saying stupid shit without thinking about it and, like, being insensitive and hurting people, and you just over and over were like, well, I'm sorry, let's just move on. I'm sorry, let's just move on. I'm sorry, let's just move on. Like, you can't do that over and over and over again. Just keep hurting people and insulting people and offending people and being like, okay, well, I'm sorry, let's just move on now. Like, huh? Again, I don't feel like I should have to explain this to a grown adult, and I really do hope that she's actually being genuine and sincere when she means taking a social media break and not just logging out of her LPS account and just being on other social medias. Like, you genuinely need like a social media detox, because this way of thinking about people and talking to people and about people is insane. Like, okay, let's move on to the next story. Okay, so this seems like the response from this person, and I'm going to just say here that if this is the person that was offended by what she said, whatever happened, that's their prerogative to forgive her or not. That's not up to me. I'm just simply presenting to you what has happened since all of this has gone down. The takeaway of this video is up to you, right? She says, right, she's right. Grateful for friends that tell me what I don't want to hear sometimes. Okay, just right off the bat, why is it just your friends that you only take constructive criticism from? Because I feel like a couple months ago, something happened to you where a whole bunch of people were criticizing you, and you just kind of shut your ears and went la 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 la. So I don't know where this energy came from, but okay, we're gonna read the response from this person. Don't worry, Peach, I completely understand where you were coming from. It wasn't a place of hate. I know you and I know your heart. I strongly advise you to reconsider exposing or making any new posts about this. Yes, you have the right to speak your truth, but it will do more harm than good. Okay. Before we continue, I want to say that this is clearly somebody who knows Peaches and is at least friendly with her on a personal level, like they said. I know it wasn't from a place of hate. I know you, I know your heart, etc., etc. This person is saying, her friend is saying, I strongly advise you reconsider making any new posts about this. It will do more harm than good. Yes, thank you. This is what everyone has been saying this whole time. That's what I've been saying this whole video. With every new post, her responses just get worse and worse. From the very first response that she made, to the response that she made in April, to the reel that she made, to this one. Each and every response just keeps getting worse and worse. We gotta move on from this, girly. Maybe make a post, maybe post an apology, and that's it, and leave it at that. But I think we gotta stop with all of these. Even in this short little paragraph of text, we can see that like this person is very clearly trying to urge Peaches to shut the fuck up in a very friendly way, and I completely agree. She should shut the fuck up. She keeps making dumbass responses, and it's just stupid, alright? Continuing on. You know I love you, and I'm looking out for you. I'd never say this if I didn't care about you. It doesn't look professional, girly. It causes a lot of confusion, so maybe take down the posts or highlights and keep it pushing with a new era. That makes a lot of sense as to why in my other recordings I was saying that she took down all of her posts. Yeah, it really doesn't look professional. It's okay to want to move on from something that happened to you, but you can't just rebrand and move on from these stupid and shitty things that you have said. What you need to do first is learn and grow from this. Take a break from social media, do some journaling, learn how to emotionally regulate a little better. Work on your internal biases towards trans people, Arab people. Just work on your internal biases. Just really actually put in the time and effort to work on that instead of just rebranding and trying to move past it. Because if you do that, if you don't learn from it, then you're doomed to repeat history, which is exactly what's going on in the United States right now. They have done so much whitewashing and erasing of history and dumbing down of history over time that we are not learning from our fucking mistakes. So now it's happening all over again. We're going through dumb bullshit all over again. It keeps happening because we never learn. Now let's get to this little tiny response at the very bottom. I do still want to be like the symbol of hope though. Okay, Peaches, I really don't think you should be worried about you being a symbol of anything right now. Like I just said, I think you should be worried about being the symbol of learning from your fucking mistakes and actually taking accountability for dumb shit that you say and do and how you hurt people and how you are extremely impulsive. Like, you need to get a hold of that. I think it's good and it makes others feel safe to join our community. Yes, it does, but you know what doesn't make people safe to join our community? When they see people like you who have such a large following and a lot of people like you and look up to you saying that you agree with a transphobic statement publicly online, saying racist shit, being mean to people, talking shit about people behind their backs, and just calling people pedophiles publicly online on your story when you have no proof for that. I really don't know how you can be a symbol for anything when these are the things that you have done. I do truly hope that you grow and move past this. Please, I'm begging for the sake of the whole community if you have to, because we don't need people like this in the community. The only reason that I talk about people in this light is when they are extremely negative like this and have extremely negative impacts on the community. I don't like doing this. I don't like talking negatively about people online and having to tear people down. It's not fun, and I don't like it. But it needs to be spoken about because, like I said, if we don't learn from this and fully talk about what exactly happened, why it was wrong, and how we can learn from this, it's gonna keep happening over and over again. We're gonna have to keep dealing with transphobia, homophobia, racism, and other shit in this community, and it's sickening. From a lot of posts that I've seen from bigger and smaller creators all over the LPS gram or whatever you want to call it, there are some people who be posting like crazy shit on their stories, saying wild stuff, like not even unpopular opinions, like opinions that would get you in the ninth circle of hell type shit. I swear my intentions were good, but they were kind of executed with poor taste. Again, it's almost like I've been saying this the whole time. Taking a break because I let the situation get to my big ass head too much. She's right. Reality check. Peaches, I do truly hope that you grow and move on from the situation and that you can stop saying stupid shit online. Spoiler alert, Peaches doesn't, in fact, log off, and she doesn't stop saying stupid shit. Alright, we're about to get into a slew of posts that she just flew out with today and deleted, and nowhere to be seen on her profile. So, these are things that, I don't know why she would say this and then delete it like it's not on her story anymore. Like, what? These are things you said today, they should still be on your story. Whatever. Anyway, let me read this. I'm gonna try to read this uninterrupted and then I'm gonna give you my thoughts. I'm tired of being silent, sitting back and taking it all like a woman, getting slandered by people I don't even know exist. You sit behind your screen, judging me off negative comments I left around a low point in my life where I was pessimistic and struggling with bad mental health, which is not an excuse to spread hate, by the way. Don't do that, girlies. I accept that. I know that. But surprise, I'm a human. I mess up. I fumble. Everyone needs to get off their high horse and quit the fake act like they've never said hurtful things about anyone in their personal lives. Give me a break. In parentheses, they were old when you found them then, and they were even older now. You put on a bold face and blatantly lied to the community about me because you want to see me fail. You will not be happy until I give up. Well, guess what? I'm never giving up on this community. It's too bad for you. Boo-hoo. I'm evolving in the best way possible, and I'm here for it. Okay, that was a lot to take in. Okay, let's start with, you sit behind your screen judging me off negative comments I left in a low point in my life. And she's like, which is not an excuse to spread hate, by the way. What? That level of doublethink is crazy. Like, you just said, you're judging me because of these comments that I made, which is like you trying to justify it. And then you turn right around and try to take accountability. Like, what? How are you justifying and taking accountability in the same paragraph? That doesn't make any sense. Whoever the hell you were texting in those last stories who were telling you to like respectfully shut up and stop making story posts about it, you really should have listened to them and took their advice, because this is not a good look. Like, you just keep making these stories and it's gonna keep getting worse. Just like with every other statement she's made this far, it keeps getting worse. She just keeps doubling down on the justification and the victim complex bullshit. It's absolutely insane. And about the bad mental health thing, she'll go on to say some stuff about her mom later, and like, listen, I will empathize with you. I'm sorry that you were going through bad mental health and that you're going through stuff with your mom right now, but that does not give you an excuse to be extremely negative online. I've said this multiple times and I will say this again. Those are feelings that belong to you and no one else, and you projecting them outward online in Reels comments and in these multitudes of story posts that you have made is absolutely an unacceptable way to deal with that. Any therapist would tell you that. I'm not going to give you a break because you keep slandering people online on your public platform and you keep saying hurtful and negative and hateful shit. If you want me to give you a break, you should take a break yourself online, okay? All right, we're gonna get into this next story post. I'm not gonna read what's up at the top right-hand corner. I'll put it on screen now so you can read it yourself. I'm gonna read this big chunk of text underneath it. I'm allowing a 48-hour window starting now, so TikTok, for those who have partaken in slandering, to come forward to reconcile with me. Okay. Or forever hold your peace, but you will not be mentioned in a favorable way in this apology post for how you've chosen to conduct yourself if you do not come forward. I'm being the change this community so desperately is in need of. I'm not looking for a friendship in you guys though. I'd be uncomfortable with that, and I have more dignity than that. I certainly am not in need of your follow again. Keep it to yourself. After this, I'm opening a new chapter in my life, and I'm looking to simply bury the hatchet. Swallow your pride and think carefully, please. Our chats are 100% confidential and will not be leaked, because I also know what it's like to have snakes in your group chat and that report to the ringleader, and the ringleader dropped the chat to fit their made-up stories to demonize me. Like, I haven't poured my heart and soul to even the deepest roots of this community. All right, we're gonna stop there. This whole 48-hour window thing and the TikTok to reconcile, like, girl, nobody's scared of you. No one wants to reconcile with you because you keep saying awful and mean shit online. Like, I don't know what you're not understanding here. Your original statements that started this whole thing in the first place were disgusting and mean and rude at the very least. And you just keep doubling down, like, on that hatefulness and that meanness. Like, people are rightfully upset at you for saying these things and for continuing to say these things on your Instagram story. What are you not getting? You've drastically underestimated my support system. So I really urge you to consider this, like I said, digital footprint. Hundreds are watching. Hundreds. What will you decide to do? This is not a threat. This is a generous warning for you to fix it. Okay. I'm going to be putting this out publicly on my channel for potentially hundreds to watch. This is my official statement. I am 100% confident in everything that I have said thus far, and I will continue to say. You also have a digital footprint. Even though you would like to think that deleting these stories makes them go away, I'm putting them here in this video so that there is a recorded history of this bullshit that you keep saying online about people. You talk shit about people behind their backs too. You've created a whole group chat to talk shit about a couple of my friends who were reposting your story posts that you made. You also are guilty of this shit. It stinks of hypocrisy in here. I need to open a window. All right, we're gonna move on to this third story post. My apology post was way more detailed than I thought, and I have more proof than I thought. Okay, where is it at? Why aren't you posting it then? You've posted all of this bullshit on your story, like several story posts back to back to back. You're posting 3 story posts a minute. Where the fuck is it at? Where's the proof? Where are the screenshots? Where's it at? Give it to me. Like, where's it at? Like, you've not posted nothing. So, I'm gonna assume that's a fucking lie. So I need time to compile this info in an educational manner to help build our community, not deconstruct it. No one's trying to destruct the community. We're trying to say that racism and transphobia and saying shit behind their backs and to people like this is harmful and mean and shouldn't be done. Like, what? I don't understand why you just aren't taking accountability. Nobody's bullying you. We're asking you to take accountability. What's not understood about that? Every word matters. Imagine being mad at someone who is in between living situations, having family issues, and their mom's battling cancer. We're mad at you because of things that you said, things that you typed. I'm sorry that you have these issues that are going on in your life, but that is completely irrelevant to the issues that we have with you online. That is your IRL life. That has nothing to do with us. We have no way of knowing that. We have, again, I'm sorry that your mom is battling with cancer. I'm sorry that you're in between living situations, having family issues, if that is true. I apologize for that. But that is not my fault nor my problem. I do not have to hold space for those feelings and those issues when you have said horrific shit online and you keep doing so. Okay? Let's move on. They're struggling to support themselves because their job slowed down, so their hours got cut, and you're mad because she gave a brief apology because she did. Okay, I don't know why Peaches is talking in third person here. This is going to become a common thing she keeps doing. She keeps talking in third person. I really just don't understand. You're mad because she gave a brief apology because she didn't have time or the help to construct something good enough to give to her peachlings, and then blocking me without letting me further explain after having the most antagonistic, immature approach with me. This stops now. If my name is in your mouth in a negative way, I am politely warning you to stop. Peaches, what? Politely warning me for what? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Sue me? Press charges? Because you have falsely accused someone of being a pedophile when you have no proof of that. So I think there's actually pending charges coming your way. I think you should chill, baby. Because if I find out that you are still spewing about me when I make this apology post, you're getting called out for your repetitive, poisonous, nonsense-ass behavior in this community, or to this community. And it's gonna be there forever because this apology is going to be part of my growth. Growth is beautiful. I want to remember the moment I changed forever. I'm not threatening. I'm being polite enough to warn you, do not rock the boat, because digital footprint is real. She keeps going on about this digital footprint shit. I really don't understand why you keep going on about digital footprint, this digital footprint that, when I have a whole catalog of your digital footprint of you saying dumb ass shit and hurting people's feelings and offending them. Make it make sense, please. I'm begging. Alright, now we're gonna get into this petty ass post. If you have a peachified pet and don't want it anymore, by all means ship it back to me. DM me. I'll give you my return address. If you want to join the Peaches hate train for the 80th time, like I ain't been here before, why do you have my artwork? Y'all switch up so quick, it's crazy. I've been quiet, but my rod peachlings, I'm assuming she means real, know me. So stand on business like me. Smile. Send my shit back. Hi, auntie. I know you're gonna see this. What? Your niece is so tired of being disrespected. She works so hard all night going into mania to relaunch The Ruined. This is so gross. I'm over it. Okay. There's a lot of things in this. First of all, why are you acting like an upset ex-girlfriend who wants all her shit back? And that's even proved by the fact that she put potential breakup song by Ali and AJ on the story post. This shit is so cringe. This shit is so cringe. And like, did she just Am I tripping, or did she just directly address her auntie, being like, your niece is so tired of being disrespected? Huh? What? Okay. You are working yourself up. You are. No one else is. You are. You keep saying that you're gonna log out, but you never do. You never actually log out and actually like take the time to work on yourself and get emotionally healthy. You just keep posting bullshit. Anyway, my rebrand has been sabotaged by people who can't keep my name out of their mouth. So stand on business. If you hate me that bad, surrender my artwork to me. Tired of people switching up. Have some integrity. If you don't want to pay me, throw the pet away. I'm tired of this. I was creating a wonderful apology and explanation, but people don't know when to quit. Share this with people who have my pets. Okay, girl, I'm really not trying to downplay anybody's artwork or anything, because I am also an artist. I don't just customize LPS. Like I paint like on canvases, and I do mixed media. Like I would consider myself an artist. I understand what it feels like to have your work be cheapened or whatever, but this is not that. This was never about your artwork or your business or your customs. This was never about that. This was about you saying stuff publicly on Instagram Reels, stuff that you publicly commented. People just shared that around. I'm sorry, but it's your fault. You have to take accountability for the things that you said. Continuing to go on this train is not helpful at all. Anyway, moving on, just briefly to this screenshot. Taking time for myself. My family has been hearing all about my launch ideas, and we're literally going to join this community to take part of my rebranding, and it's being sabotaged because people don't know how to literally keep their shit together. Okay. Honestly, I am human. We know you're human. We know you make mistakes. Nobody's expecting you to be perfect, girl. Literally, who is saying that? I'm so confused. Nobody's saying that you need to be perfect. We're saying take accountability for stupid shit that you said and stop being stupid. Like, just literally just apologize and move the fuck on. It did not have to be thousands of story posts and now an almost hour-long video. I really don't get it. I really don't, please. Just remember, there's always a person behind the screen when you guys want to do this and think you're not being harmful. I'm sorry. I'm genuinely sorry. If being called out for what the fuck you did online is genuinely affecting you this much, you should get offline. Get offline. The internet is a terrible place. We all know this. If you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. It doesn't make it right, but this is how it is on the internet. You can't just come up here and say stupid shit and expect people to not be like, yo, what the fuck is your problem? I'm not gonna read everything down here, but it's like, she goes on to say, you guys are awful people. How are we awful people for asking you to take accountability? Again, I'm asking. Let's move on to the next one. Big hurt by this community right now. Can y'all blame me? This is crazy. I'm done with Insta after this. I will continue my artwork and sales. I'm a Kari for people that appreciate what I do and what I offer, but Instagram has shown it's unworthy for one of the most cutest makeovers of all time. The ego. I'm sorry, maybe your rebrand was cute. Maybe it was. But you know what's not cute? Being transphobic and racist. That's not cute. And then trying to throw flowers and fucking pink and rose petals and strawberries all over it is not fucking cute. It's not cute. Just because you dress it up doesn't make it cute. You're still an awful person who says awful shit. And you're gonna turn around and blame us for being awful people, for being like, hey, this is wrong. I really don't get it. You guys think it's fun to make fun of me. Ashy and H Monster Dog Pro, because you like to follower snatch. Okay, let's address this real quick. Ashy and H Monster Dog are two friends of mine, Ashy and Haley, and they were at the time also posting screenshots and giving their opinions on this shit. Rightfully so, they have the right to do that. Because, again, you made these statements publicly online. And now you're mad and you're gonna say they're trying to follower snatch? Nobody wants your fucking followers. Nobody cares about how many followers you have. Like, neither do I. And I'm gonna say this before she gets to my part, and I'm definitely gonna say it again then, but I don't give a fuck about followers. I don't give a fuck about views. I don't care if people watch this video or any other one of my videos. Literally don't fucking care. Never have cared, never will care. I post the shit that I post because I want to post it. And I do this because I think that it needs to be, people need to be informed, because there's a lot of people in the community right now that are just going around defending Peaches, and then when people are like, hey, she's actually transphobic and racist, people are like, oh my god, I didn't know that. A lot of people don't know. That's why I'm taking time to make this video. Because it gains you, quote, woke points. Go touch some grass like I did today. This is what I was referring to when I said the friend is too woke in the racism part of this video. What do you mean by woke points? What do you mean by woke points? Nobody's trying to gain woke points. We're pointing out that you said something stupid and offensive. How's that gaining woke points? I don't care about woke points, bro. Like, literally stop assuming everything is about you guys. I think everyone who was hating on me was thinking my rebrand was gonna be bad just because I did a face reveal and said I believe in God. Like, my mom isn't struggling with cancer. I feel a good relationship with him because I believe he saved my mommy. Fuck off, I'm done. I need you to remember that she says that she believes in God and that she believes in him and has a good relationship with him despite what's going on with her mom. I need you to take note of that. Please, please, keep that fresh in your mind because it's gonna become relevant later. I'm sorry, I can't take it anymore. I literally went out buying new packages. This will hurt me financially. What? You are making these decisions. Stop blaming everyone else for decisions you're making. Thanks for hurting a small business. No one's hurting a small business. You are hurting yourself by continuing to make these dumbass statements. You're hurting your own reputation. I'm not even gonna finish this screenshot. Let's just move on to the next one. Shaking my head. Shame on y'all. Peachy Pie has had her fill. Again with the talking in third person. Please, you think you're eating, but you're actually leaving the plate cold and frozen. Go eat it up, drama-sucking losers. Gosh. And then they get all the follows. Lame. So scared of me and they had to blast me again. What? Who's scared of you? What? What? No one, again, Peaches, again, nobody is fucking scared of you. I'm not scared of you. I'm literally not fucking scared of you. I don't care. Anyway, she continues on. Fuck off my account. Literally, you guys caused me to go into this because I can't stand getting bullied, and that's what this feels like. Okay. She's very clearly, like, upset, ranting and shit. Like, she's very manically spitting all this out. I've chosen to be vulnerable here, and this community never fails to stay with the drama. This is not drama. This is not drama. This is transphobia and racism. Please stop calling this shit drama. If you unfollowed me, don't change your mind. I don't want you back here. I'm literally going to continue on Macari only, and that's if I decide to keep going. Y'all gonna be wishing you didn't hurt the community like this. Nobody hurt the community. You hurt the community by saying this shit about people in the community, to people in the community, and on your public LPS account. One more thing before I leave today. Spoiler alert, she's not going to leave today. Because I have a friend that's coming over to support me. I've reached out to my boyfriend because I'm literally a sobbing mess. You guys don't understand. I'm sorry that this is upsetting you this much, but again, the fact that it's upsetting you this much is your problem and no one else's to deal with. You need to take yourself and go offline and have a mental health day, do some journaling, like I'm begging you, please. There's a person behind the screen when you're doing this shit. Like she just keeps saying the same thing over and over. I'm a human, there's a person behind the screen. Yes, we get that. But you know what? There's also people behind the same screens that you're being angry and targeting when you make these fucking stories and you talk shit about. There's also people who have been hurt by your statements. There are real trans people in the community that have been hurt by the things that you've said and you have not apologized to them. I'm not gonna feel bad for you. I'm sorry. You can't make me. You can't make me. They're busting their ass to do her relaunch and you turn it around and sabotage it and made it about you because you're selfish and jealous. No one is jealous of you or your following. Please stop. You have a massive fucking ego. When you see success because you guys suck and have poor morals, I'm sorry if me not being racist and transphobic is poor morals. Lock me up, officer. My rebrand was supposed to make me more professional and separate me from my past self. You guys want to make it about you and dissect me? Go ahead and dissect me. Get out of my face. Okay, well, I have dissected you. You are posting this shit unprovoked online. Nobody's asking you to make a statement anymore. Like nobody asked. Okay, moving on to this one. Y'all, so ew. Let me explain before she dips. Spoiler alert, again, she's not gonna dip. Hashtag Project Peaches was not drama related. It was going to be I don't know how to pronounce that and I'm not going to try. Full of her artwork and she was going to live stream and share with y'all. Baby Moon's going away card has been sabotaged for Peachlings. No one is sabotaging anything. People are just re-bringing up what's already been brought up. Nothing has been sabotaged. I don't get this whole sabotaging thing. No one fucking cares. We're just saying that rebranding isn't going to make people forget about what the fuck you did. That's a fact. She feels unsafe putting her face on here. You put your own face on this account, you posted your face, and to which I'm not going to share her face with y'all. You posted your face, you made it unsafe in the room. You made the energy uncomfortable in the studio today. You are the one who did that. You did, okay? Please stop trying to blame everyone else. You weren't ready for Peaches and she's out. This is so cringe. So fucking cringe. How old are you? How old are you? Oh my god. Hope that H Monster and LPS Ashley and anyone else who's hating gets blasted for this. Okay? Because I literally chose not to expose you guys initially like I was going to. What were you going to expose? What is there to expose? I don't understand. If there was something compelling that you felt the need to share, then you would have shared that. You don't have shit. You literally don't have anything. Whatever. I shut down my little exposing party, but you guys are so comfortable exposing me apparently like I haven't already talked about these comments. Yeah, you talked about them. In a very non-professional and very childish way, and honestly, it was very ignorant. Above all, it was ignorant. Y'all hella fake, bro. This community hurt me and I don't want to come back. Bye. Again, spoiler alert, she will be back and she is still in this community. She's not going anywhere. She just keeps being fucking dramatic. If you're gonna leave, just leave. Literally nobody cares. I don't. Logging off for my own safety. Love my true peachling. So sorry this happened. Again with the logging off shit. I can't. You guys are the real evil ones. Saying, quote, she's playing God of the community. Okay, wow. I'm sorry I believe in heaven because my mom is sick with cancer. Get real problems. This cancel culture is bullshit. This isn't cancel culture. You literally said a racist and transphobic thing, bro. Bro, you are exposing yourself. Like, you know how people say, like, if you just stop talking, the problematic person will talk themselves into a hole? This is literally what's happening here. She's talking herself into a hole. All my funds didn't go to me. They went to my friends and right back to the community. I'm a girl's girl. I find it hard to believe that you're a girl's girl when you said that thing about Taylor Swift and her outfit not fitting right. If you were a girl's girl, you would have responded to that situation way differently, but whatever. I stopped talking about drama. No, you didn't. Where did you stop talking about drama? You're still talking about drama. You still are. What are you on? Are you on something? Are you okay?
Oh, this is crazy because she contradicts herself literally in the same story post. But I'm not even Christian or weird like that. Fuck off. She just said she's not Christian, but up there she said, sorry, I believe in heaven. And she said, I believe in God and all that. Am I tripping here? She literally said, but I'm not even Christian or weird like that. What does that mean? You believe in God and heaven and all that, but you're not Christian. What are you talking about? You keep talking about Christian ideals and shit, and then you just said that you're not Christian? I don't understand. How can you contradict yourself in the same story post? Packing up, because y'all for real hurt me. This is not okay. I hope you remember this forever. Leave personal shit to the side. No one's bringing up personal anything. You keep bringing up your mom. You keep bringing up how much you're going through. You do. No one's saying anything about your mom being sick with cancer. No one's saying anything about the stuff that you're going through IRL. Nobody. Nobody. Literally nobody. You're shadowboxing right now. You're actually shadowboxing. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing and pathetic, Peaches. Please do better. And go ahead and eat this up. I hope you feel good about bullying me too. Hope you're proud to follow her snatch because you saw someone gaining traction and success. You ruined this before it got started. She keeps talking about the sabotage and the ruining thing and the follower snatching. Like, she's shadowboxing. Like, she just keeps saying the same thing over and over and over again. I don't understand where all of this is coming from. I really don't. I'm not, quote, famous. 9K is a baby account to me. Like, I really don't think you guys, like, a lot of people understand follower numbers on social media because numbers have gotten so big these days, but 9,000 people is a lot of people. Could you imagine speaking to a room of 9,000 people on stage? Like, that is a lot of people that follow you. I know not every account is an active account. It's, like, some are definitely spam and bots and shit, but my point still stands. That is a lot of people for you to get on your account and say this dumb shit to. Quote, you have a big influence, and so do you people. Hypocrites. Pun intended, because this is LPS. I'm sobbing. Ew. Literally ill. Can you actually take yourself seriously for 2 fucking seconds? I'm begging. A couple of my friends do have big influences who have reposted this shit, but I don't, so that don't apply to me. But I'm out. To my real friends, I'm sorry. Thank you for trying to turn this around for me, but there's no hope in an evil community like this that sees someone growing and taking accountability. Where did you take accountability? Where? And take accountability for things they said, cause I did. No, you didn't. And you're jealous, admit it. Again with the jealousy thing. Your ego is literally to the fucking moon. No one's jealous of you. No one fucking cares about your customs, your artwork, your followers. Nobody cares. Literally, I'm not jealous. I don't fucking care. I could make my own. And I do. Peach out. Yeah, no, not peach out. Because then we go to this bullshit statement. All right, we've gotten to the one that's about me. To the person that has this highlight onto their account, to this day, you will never grow in this community with your perspective on life. I don't care about growing in this community. My perspective on life, not tolerating racism and transphobia. Sorry, I wasn't aware that doesn't get you anywhere in life. Thanks for letting me know. Because you took disrespect and immaturity to a whole new level. Especially because I have never had a one-on-one conversation with you about you or your beliefs. I'm glad for that, because that would be a waste of your and my time. The way that you publicly act online in your stories, if this is how you act, I don't want to have a conversation with you, because it would be like talking to a brick wall. Me making this video right now, talking to my phone, is a more productive conversation than it would be to actually DM you and have a conversation. Anyway, love clock. The fuck does that mean? What? Please don't take the highlight down. Don't get shy now. Shy. Ew. You are actually the cringiest person I've ever met. Like, this is embarrassing. No one's taking the story highlight down. It's still on my account. I wasn't considering taking it down, and I'm not going to. No one cares. No one cared. Own the fact that your behavior was trifling. My behavior was trifling because I called out the stupid shit that you did. Like, oops, sorry. It's like Messiah based, like you're some prophet. What prophet? Okay, let me address this real quick. I have my profile picture as my mascot. I drew art of my mascot as Jesus, and I have prophet of the LPS community in my bio. It is a personal inside joke between me and my friends, because I made LPS wish lists of common cheap LPS that I wanted to buy and get, and over the couple of months that this happened, most of those LPS became inflated in price and became extremely expensive. So it was a joke that, like, I'm a prophet of the community, like I predict which LPS is going to become expensive. That was the joke. I don't expect people to know that, but you keep saying that you wanted to be an example, you wanted to, like, be the change in the community, but I'm not allowed to jokingly and ironically say that I'm the prophet of the LPS community. Okay. Hashtag Peaches turn. Hashtag Peaches speaks. Hashtag Peaches preaching. Hashtag Peachy pie. Hashtag baking them. Bitch, you are so cringy. You're literally so, oh my god. Oh my god, I'm getting secondhand embarrassment. And I didn't even post this. Me and my best friend, her and I watched your YouTube hate video of us and laughed so hard over the phone. I never made a video about you, but I am now. I hope that you're watching it with your friend now too. I mentioned you for like a couple of fucking seconds at the end of a video that I made about politics in the LPS community. You made it all about yourself. That's crazy. Hella ego. Thanks for giving us our own episode though. You didn't have your own episode, but now you do. You're welcome. I'm not gonna finish that out. I'm gonna continue on with this down here. But thank you for the hate. Made my skin thicker and stronger because the hate you showered me with reformed me and with exploding love. Jesus Christ, please never be a writer. Truly, you almost made me quit on my baby peachlings. I never asked you to do that, and I don't really care if you do either. Anyway, my advice to you is to not crap talk people you've never spoken to. You're doing that right now. You've never spoken to me and yet you're crap talking me, okay? It doesn't matter. I heard from he said, she said. But this is not a he said, she said, baby. This is literally screenshots of you. Nothing I have showed in this video or talked about in this video has been hearsay. All of this is screenshots of things you've posted. You're so tiring. But I had to let you know personally that I'm not leaving this community. So yeah, okay, cool. Glad. I have big plans and collabs coming up. Again, cool. If you guys know who this is, literally the proof is in the peach pudding. Ew. It's displayed for all to see. They even voiced how they were excited about hurting me. Yuck. No, who said they were excited about hurting you? When, where, and how? Oh, and here's my favorite part. We're gonna talk about this for a minute. Using the term mental retardation in this pic? Wow. But you don't get in the hot seat? Well, it's your turn. Well, I guess it is my turn. It's my turn to talk about this. First of all, that was a meme that I saved from Twitter. Not like I made it or anything. If you don't know, I'm pretty sure I've talked about it a lot on my platform, but I'm autistic. I'm an autistic person. Been diagnosed with autism. Autistic. It's not some kind of quirky, fun, self-diagnosed on the internet. I am autistic. And for you, as a non-autistic person, to try to tell me that I cannot reclaim the slur retard that has been used against me over and over and over again since I was a child is ableist. we can tack ableist onto her list of fucking labels that she's so obsessed with. I never called you a retard, but again, I have the ability to reclaim this slur because I am autistic. I'm neurodivergent. I'm mentally ill. I have other mental illnesses besides autism. I'm gay and trans, so I can say the word fag and I can say the word tranny, right? I can say those words. Those are words I can say because I can reclaim them. You do not get to tell me, as someone who's non-autistic, what kinds of slurs I can and cannot reclaim. Because I didn't recall you retarded. I didn't refer to you as that. I made that the cover of my story highlight. Boo-hoo! Cry yourself a fucking river. But anyway, that's basically it. This is the end of my video. It's been a long ride, been a very wild one. I hope you enjoyed. Peaches, if you're still here, I hope you take accountability for stupid shit that you say and stop victim blaming people and saying that, oh, we're just talking shit or we're just making it drama when you literally said racist and transphobic things online publicly and you keep saying stupid shit publicly. You need to think about what you say before you say it, and I would suggest that you take up journaling or therapy. I've said it over and over again and I will say it again. You are ignorant and you have no room to be talking about the ignorance of other people. Anyway, I'm gonna be coming back with a completely different video, not related to this, because Jesus fucking Christ, I'm tired of talking about stupid people on the internet. I need a break. I need you guys to stop being dumb. Anyways, I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.